And welcome to Hero Power. I am your host, Avanties. And as always, I'm joined by my co hosts, Zerotio.
Whether you like it or not, what is up, gang?
Okay, I don't. And Mattatarms.
Well, how's it going, folks? Nothing clever this week.
Oh, boo.
Yeah, it's a long week.
Yeah, and
Long
it's
week, and it's a Wednesday.
long week. It is Wednesday, and we've got bit more than I expected to have to cover this week in the news. So, we have no new emails and no new iTunes reviews, so let's just jump right
Well,
into it.
Before we do jump into it, we need to get those iTunes reviews in. I've had to take a little off the beard, so if I don't get any more iTunes reviews, I'm going to start getting hungry, and I might have to get the rest of it.
Yeah.
And I don't want Zerotio to eat my beard.
Yes,
I will, too.
Once he finishes his beard, he'll have to go to yours because, well, I'm not growing one, so.
You can't grow one. You can't grow one.
All right, so first up in the news, this past weekend was the HCT APAC, which I think we talked a bit about last week, just maybe the fact that it was coming up, but we have our results, and we have a bit of controversy out of this event.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, so, Mattatarms, why don't you tell us about this event?
Sure. Do you want me to go on the You dropped my Wi-Fi dropped out. Do you want me to talk about the controversy, or you want me to talk
go ahead
the
and tell
results?
us about the event first, and tell us how it finished, and then we'll talk about the controversy.
Sure. It was HCT playoffs for the for the APAC region, and I didn't get a chance to watch most of this, but it was seeing the names that came out of it. It's actually a great group of finalists, quite honestly. Is this the right one? Yep, HCT. Yeah, we had Tyler, Blood Trail, Rivas, and Almaker came out of the APAC region, and
That's
I know
Aku
Tyler
Maker.
is a great. Go ahead.
That's Aku Maker, and just so people know, if I haven't said it before on the show, which I'm pretty sure I have, I've met Aku Maker on the ladder twice, and I'm currently 2-0 against him. So I think I should be invited to the seasonal championships, but we won't get into that controversy.
Yeah, but so it went off pretty well. There was a bit of controversy between two players in the might have been in the earlier rounds, in the between Sequinox and Amaker himself, where Sequinox was it. I'm trying to. I think you read up on this more than I did as Zero. Didn't you?
So,
Yes.
Or Avanties?
Aku Maker was actually playing out of Aku Maker
New Zealand.
playing out of Australia.
Australia,
Zealand,
that's right.
And Sequinox was playing out of the Asia region. I forget exactly where.
Taiwan.
Okay. So basically, what happened was the match started, and both players had just finished game one, and the on-site tournament admin for Australia realized that you could hear the casters through the player headset. Now, Aku Maker was not wearing the headset at this time. He had on his personal headphones listening to music on his phone, which is legal to do, but you're also supposed to be wearing the noise canceling headphones that Blizzard supplies. So he had them laid down on the table, and the on-site admin realized, hey, I'm hearing something coming from the headphones, and it was the casting. It was the tournament casting.
And he wrote a comment about this on Reddit and did say that he noticed this a little more than halfway through the first game, which is when he started to take action in contacting various admins before the first game was even over.
Yeah, he reported it to the primary admin back in Burbank, where the tournament was being run from. And the on-site admin realized that basically what happened was a setting in Burbank was broadcasting that audio out, and it shouldn't have been. So it was actually an issue on, and I'll read you. So let's just kind of back up and explain it as we go. So let me, Sequinox's team, Resurgence, actually has filed an official complaint because Sequinox was up 1-0, and then when all this happened, the Blizzard admin on site in Burbank decided to make it a re-game. So basically they had to replay the match starting over at 0-0. And Resurgence filed an official complaint stating the Resurgence management, together and in representation of our player Sequinox, have proceeded to file an official complaint to the Blizzard Hearthstone esports team on the unfair decision for a rematch of the first game of the HCT Fall APAC Playoffs Top 4 decider match between Sequinox and Akumaker. The decision made by the lead admins was based on the sole findings by the Australia on-site admin, which was Akumaker's location, that caster audio could have been heard by Akumaker. The Taiwan on-site admin, which was Sequinox's location, were not asked to verify if the caster audio could have been heard by Sequinox. So that's the situation. Says, given that Sequinox won the first game, the caster audio that could have been heard by Akumaker did not result in an unfair advantage as claimed by Blizzard. We believe that unless this has been proven beyond reasonable doubt by the Taiwan on-site admin, the caster audio was heard by Sequinox, and that he had won the game through unfair advantage, the decision on the rematch is illogical and unwarranted. Well, at the time of their release of this statement, there had not been anything from Blizzard other than they were that they had received Resurgence's email and were going to get back to them. Well, just a couple hours before our show started this evening, Blizzard released a clarification, as they called it, and it says, "We'd like to provide more clarity regarding a technical issue which required a regame in the 2018 HCT Asia Pacific Fall Playoffs. During the first game, we discovered that caster audio, without the 15-minute game broadcast delay, could be heard by one or both players during the game. While the initial report was brought to our attention by the venue admin in Melbourne, the lead admin team independently verified that this was a technical issue that occurred at both venues. Once identified, the problem was resolved from the source of the broadcast in Burbank, California. In order to preserve competitive integrity, the lead admin team invalidated the results of the game and issued a ruling to replay it. No players or venue admins were involved in this ruling. The decision was made by the lead admin in the broadcast studio in consultation with members of the Blizzard Hearthstone esports team." So it was an issue that resolved out of the broadcast studio in Burbank. They were able to confirm that it was broadcast out to both players, and that it has since, it was corrected and resulted in a regame. So that was the whole point behind it. Now, Resurgence has still filed that they feel like it was unfair to Sequinox since he was up 1-0 in that match. Might have made a difference. In the regame, Akumaker won the first game and subsequently went on to win the series, win the match. So it could be argued that caused it, but it's hard to say because it was regamed that way.
Well, here's my thing: is if the admins in Burbank isolated the issue, they identified the issue, and through their technical, investigation, troubleshooting, they saw that it was broadcasted out to both headphones for both players. The only person in Taiwan that can confirm that 100%, since it wasn't identified until after the match was over, would have been Sequinox.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying he's a dishonest player, but at that point, the admins can say, "Well, we have proof it went to both players, so why, leave it up to the player that won's, word whether he could hear it or not?" And to me, that is a good, non-biased way to handle it. I think Blizzard handled this to the best of their ability. It's unfortunate it happened. That's the first thing I got to say is these kind of things are never good when they happen. Somebody ends up losing out in one form or another. We've been affected by it, by players that we like and so forth. These things happen. How it gets resolved is important. I think this was resolved to the best of the esports team's ability, and I stand by their decision. I think this is fine. I think this is as fair as they could do it. It's unfortunate that Sequinox 1 had the victory retracted and then had to play that game again. But as far, looking at the other side of it, he might have had an advantage, and that's why he won. We don't know that. The only person that's going to know that is Sequinox, and he so far has not given an official statement that I know of. Only his team.
Yeah. So there is what happened at HCT APAC. As Matt said, Akumaker went on to finish 4th. Rivius finished 3rd. Blood Trail 2nd, and Tyler, you guys might know him as Tyler OOTD from his stream, plays for Complexity, ended up taking the whole thing. And it's funny because I don't know if you guys know, but Tyler used to live in Denmark, and he participated in all the EU events, and he joked that he just moved to Taiwan or to Thailand, one of those two. He just moved out there, and he joked with some of his friends and Hearthstone people in Denmark that he was moving because it would be easier to get a win in the APAC. And lo and behold, he does it in his first tournament after moving. So
yeah, that's funny, and it was all in jest. Tyler is an amazing competitor, and he did change his residency, so he did properly qualify for this region. But this is a stacked group. I know all those names except for the one, Navius. I think he's the only one that I haven't really heard of. Blood Trail.
Navius. I'm looking at them. He finished in the 5th through 8th in HCC Tokyo. Finished in the qualifier. He's had a couple. Finished 2nd in a tour stop in Bangkok in 2018. I'm just looking at his Liquipedia profile. Yeah. So he's done some really good showings.
It's good to see him step up and get to the bigger stage because obviously, those are not any small feats. But whenever you do qualify for a seasonal championship, that is huge. You're one of 16 people in the world that qualify for that season. Yeah. So that's amazing.
Okay. Well, with all that said, that leads us to this weekend where we have the HCT America's Championship taking place. Now, there are venues already set. People are traveling. You're going to have venues in like Thornhill, Toronto, Austin, Texas, Santa Ana, California, and of course the Cave in Fairfax, Virginia. Now,
maybe if the cave still exists,
have been paying attention to the weather, you'll know that Hurricane Florance is coming in on the East Coast. And I believe I heard somebody say that this is a record for how high up on the country that this storm is coming in. Like, this size storm has never come in to the East Coast as high up as it's coming. It's right now it's looking at hitting North Carolina into Virginia. So Blizzard released a statement that says, as you may or may not know, Hurricane Florance is currently heading towards the east coast of the United States and expected to make landfall on Thursday, September 13th into early Friday, September 14th. Player safety and security is of the utmost importance to Blizzard and the Hearthstone esports team. As a player who registered to attend the Fairfax, Virginia HCT America's playoff venue, Hearthstone Esports advises that you book travel to any other venue in the Americas in order to have an optimal experience. Please keep in mind it is ultimately your responsibility as a player to choose which venue to play from based on the current information we have and our discussions with the venue. Please be advised of the following. And so they go on to let the players know that if the Fairfax, Virginia venue is not able to open on Saturday morning because of the storm, all players who are registered to play from that venue and are not currently playing at another venue will receive invites to the 2019 HCT Winter Playoffs, which is next season. If the venue is able to open, but you are not able to show up, you will receive an invite to the 2019 HCT Winter Playoffs. If you choose to play from a different venue, show up and play as your matches as normal. Once the event is underway, if the storm causes a loss of power or internet or anything for the Fairfax venue, the tournament admin will make a determination on the length of time that they will wait for the venue to come back online. In the event the venue is not able to recover in a reasonable amount of time, they will drop all players from that venue who are still in the tournament and grant them invites to the 2019 HCT Winter Playoffs. So they are making some concessions for players who may be impacted by the storm.
Mm-hmm. And you do have some players that are not happy with these concessions, saying that, well, I'll be doing my best to qualify for that season anyway, so why would this won't benefit me. However, when these extreme weather situations impact our lives, sometimes we just have to roll with it, and it's good that Blizzard's even willing to do anything to make concessions for these weather issues.
Yeah.
And to me, that's amazing for a company to do that, especially I know some people want to say reschedule this, but with as tight as the HCT and the tour stops already are, there just isn't room. BlizzCon's right around the corner. It's really cool. We have some awesome players in our community that are in this. Bloody Face is currently, who is planning to go to Fairfax, is now making arrangements to go to Austin. He's been on our show. He's represented our area of the country at one of our playoff locations. So we wish him luck. Also, Hockey Boys, who is a member of the Team Hearth League, he's going to be in the playoffs. We're really excited to have this kind of representation and root them on. And I hope this storm doesn't disrupt too much.
So, weather aside, let's talk about this. So our friend Wicked Good over at the Off Curve podcast has put together the HCT deck lists into a nice, neat package, courtesy of Yay Tears for the raw data. So, Matt, why don't you tell us a little bit about Wicked Good's list?
Yeah, so this breaks down all the decks, all the archetypes, and all the lineups into something that you actually look at, read, and digest. And basically, it's telling us that U.S. metas is a little bit different than what the EU and the APAC one was so far, as we've seen. Once again, Druid is the top class with 72 deck. 70. I think everybody brought Druid. Warlock's the number 2 class with even Warlock as opposed to Zoo is the most popular deck.
Wow.
With a couple cubes and a couple Mechathuns and maybe one control. One Mechathun, one control. Rogue is the number 3 class, and Quest Rogue is easily the most popular deck, with a total of 33 of the 56 decks, Rogue decks brought. And then Hunter, which was the number 2 or number 3 class in APAC and EU, is dropped to number 4. But it's quite interesting to see that actually Priest makes an appearance in this a lot more often than it barely showed up in EU, and I don't think it even was in it. There might have been 1 or 2 in APAC. So, and the big loser class Mage, only one person brought, or only 2 people, or 3 people brought Tempo Mage. So, it's interesting to see how the classes, and with this thing, you can see how the classes change with each region's meta.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it's really interesting, and it's worth noting that one of those 3 people bringing Tempo Mage is Monsanto. So, I mean, you just because
Monsanto also brought Quest, Zola, and a few other key cards that they're supposed to go in Quest.
So just because 3 people brought Tempo Mage doesn't mean you may not see it in the top 4. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Don't count out Monsanto just because he's bringing Tempo Mage.
Speaking of who to watch, if there's ever a chance to follow this tournament, we have a community member, Hockey Boys. Now these deck lists have been made public, so all the players have seen those, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
The Hockey
That's why they're
Boys
here.
is bringing 4 Mechathun decks.
Nice.
Now, Hockey Boys in THL is an extremely competitive, high PR. That's player rating in THL. It's based off your wins and losses. High PR player, and is very much known for just bringing meme decks, quote unquote meme decks, and winning with them. So this does not surprise me that Hockey Boys is bringing these decks. I'm sure there's going to be players going, oh, wow, this guy's just memeing it up. But he can play those decks very, very well. I would not sleep on him 1 minute. I can't wait to see what he does. It's just going to be fun to watch.
Yep. So I can't wait to watch this tournament this weekend. All right, so that brings us to the results of another tournament we had last weekend, which was DreamHack Montreal. So I only got to see bits and pieces of this event, but what I saw was really good, and I need to go back and watch the finals because I've heard the finals between Fino and Just Saying were absolutely incredible.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, the Fino and Just Saying match, you definitely want to watch it. It's probably one of the best series of Hearthstone that I have seen this year.
So I want to point out, like, your top 8 was Fino, Jarla, Doc Pone, Impact. Then you had G, Gallon, Just Saying, and Hunter Ace. Looking at the path to the finals, Just Saying had, by far, I think, had the toughest path, because in the round of 16, he had to beat Teray. In the round of 8, he had to beat Hunter Ace. In the top 4, he had to beat Gallon just to get to the finals to meet Fino. And, I mean, that is just a who's who.
And a little spoiler for that final, he was down 0-2 to Quest Rogue in that final.
Yeah.
And had a bad matchup going into game 3.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, Just Saying started 2018 with a huge chip on his shoulder. He is part of Tempo Storm and is alongside teammates Amnesiac and Muzzy. Now, it was no secret that last season, Just Saying was pretty frustrated that he did not end up the year top in points and had to cede that to his now teammate, or they were teammates at the time, but now that teams are more important this year, his teammate Muzzy. And he was quoted in an interview earlier this year saying that last year Muzzy ended the year as top points earner, but he's not going to get that without a fight this year.
Yeah,
just
saying's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet.
Oh yeah,
it was nice to see him win this after coming off his third place finish at PAX West the weekend before.
And Just Saying is a huge grinder. He is one of the hardest working. I would put him right up there with Muzzy as being one of the hardest working players in Hearthstone right now. And the fact that Tempo Storm has such two just workhorse, hard-working players, and then they have pretty much a prodigy in Hearthstone with Amnesiac. Well, I don't think my opinions of Amnesiac are too secret. I think he is one of the laziest practice players, but he performs just as good as a lot of players that put in 40 to 50 hours of practice a week, and he might put in 10. He's just naturally gifted at the game. So I'm not shirking his capabilities at Hearthstone. He's one of the best players in the world, but he does not have the practice ethic, the grinding ethic that Just Saying and Muzzy both do. And Just Saying has proven it. He's made top finishes at just about every major this year, and I can't imagine him not making top points. He's definitely up there in the running.
Yeah. So, all right. Yeah, so if you didn't get a chance to watch DreamHack Montreal, you need to go back, check it out. It's a must-watch. It was a lot of fun, some really good matches.
I want to give a quick shout-out at this point to a competitor that competed at Montreal, Run He Said. Run He Said is a community member. She's just a wonderful personality in the community and has decided, after not really having any competitive gaming experience at all, to get into Hearthstone esports on what I would consider a whim. She did a guest spot on Happy Hearthstone this week. Definitely go listen to that episode. Yeah. She talks all about it. She was recently signed by RBG Esports. This is her first major event, I think, since signing with them. And if I'm not mistaken, she has competed at Oakland, and I think she competed at DreamHack Austin as well. But she went out to Montreal hoping for the best. She did finish 4-5, which to her it was a high accomplishment, considering that this is something new to her.
This was her first major, right?
Well, she competed at the tour stop in Oakland, and she's competed at DreamHack Austin. But I think this may have been her first DreamHack.
Okay.
But this is her first kind of foray into. So I don't think she made it to Austin, but she's been to other Conquest tournaments.
4-5 is fantastic.
That is an outstanding job.
She's new to Last Hero Standing. She's 4-5 is fan. I went to my first DreamHack and finished 1-3. So 4-5 is absolutely fantastic. She's being coached by another community member, Rebobson. He's kind of taken her under her wing to teach her kind of tournament formats, because she, again, like I said, she started the game, and you can listen to her full interview at Happy Hearthstone. She started the game doing solo content, and then heard about the ladder and started listening to podcasts and started with Happy Hearthstone to get into competitive Hearthstone. And this is at Karazhan. So this wasn't too long ago, 2 years ago when she first started playing? Karazhan was her first experience in Hearthstone, and now she's competing on a major level, and by major I mean major tournaments, like big major opens. And I tell you, the sky is just upward for her. She really, really, really is good at this game. I've seen her do some online cups where she's placed like just out of the top 16 or just out of the top 8. That's absolutely amazing for somebody with very little competitive esports and even very little Hearthstone competitive play. And she's going to do nothing but get better. I'm really excited to see her play more. She's playing in THL this season and doing well there too.
Cool. All right. So moving on, Hearthstone announced that now you will be able to have cheer for the HGG.
On Twitch.
On Twitch, yeah. So if you're familiar with Twitch Cheer, it allows you to kind of support your favorite streamer by giving them cheer, which equates to a few cents, for a few cheer. It's an interesting little system they have, but starting September 17th through November 4th, you'll be able to support HGG teams by cheering with bits on Twitch. As you cheer for a team using their dedicated custom cheer mote, a portion of that revenue will go back to the players on that team. Now, I see people shaking their heads. Let's go ahead and break down how this works. So, whenever you cheer with bits on Twitch, Twitch gets a portion of that, and the streamer gets a portion of that.
That's not entirely
you
true.
You buy the bits from Twitch, so they get it off the top.
Okay,
they get it off the top.
Twitch gets it off the top. Okay, so now you've already paid Twitch to get your bits. So now when you cheer with the bits, a portion of that will go to Blizzard, and then a portion of that will go to the players. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, go ahead.
What it is it goes 50-50. So if you cheer for 200 bits, which is roughly equivalent to $2, which would probably cost you a little, I think it's like $2.08 or something like that to get that amount. But if you cheer for 200 bits, 100 of that bits goes towards Blizzard. The other 100 will go towards the team, which will then be split 4 ways.
Okay.
So roughly for every $2 bit donation they get, each player is going to get about a quarter.
Gotcha.
Which a lot of people are saying that and I know some people have stronger opinions, and they'll talk about it in a minute. But a lot of people are saying that it's a little unfair that the players get such a small portion. But this is actually comparable or better than a lot of the other esports divisions games that are doing the same things, like Dota and League of Legends and Rocket League, that have done these same type of promotions. But in a lot of cases, all the proceeds go towards the game, or possibly a prize pool for the tournament that the players may or may not ever see.
All right, Matt, go.
So, 1/8 of what you donate goes to one of the players. That's awful. The fact that Blizzard takes 50% right off the top it grinds my gears, quite honestly. Because
I'd like to explain to you that that's better than the rap industry.
Well,
rappers get like 1/100th of their proceeds, and all the rest goes to producers and record labels. And so, I mean, if you compare it to other industries and not esports, that's actually a really good cut.
Yeah, I get, but at $2-3 at a time, it's it'll mount up, and the players for the HCG teams will make some money, which I'm happy for. But if you want to actually give them money, go support their stream. It's just this card back, and the card back you get, quite honestly, it's ugly. It's an ugly card back.
It's a card back, and I want it. But here's the thing: is when you're factoring in maybe tens of thousands of viewers contributing to this. So a lot of these events will have upwards of 150,000 total unique viewers. If you just take a small portion of that, maybe 10, 20,000 of them, all doing anywhere from $5 to $10 each, that's a decent pocket of change amongst all those players in the HCG.
And a ton of change going to Blizzard for a card back and maybe some packs.
And you would hope that this goes into the Blizzard's esports pool to eventually make the environment better for the players.
If they actually announced that the fact that this pool went to stupid light, jeez, oh Pete. Anyway, if they announced that this pool actually went to a overall championship pool, where the winner or there's a pool or the championship gets a portion of this pool, I'd be perfectly fine with this. But the fact that Blizzard takes $1 for every, or 50 cents for every dollar and just says, "Oh, we'll take that. Thank you very much."
Yes, but again,
it's a bad deal. If you want to support your favorite players, support them through their stream, support them through whatever. Don't do this. This card back sucks.
Again, I agree. I don't know if I don't totally disagree, but at the same time, we don't know that the company is just eating this money. The shareholders are just going out to a big lunch. I mean, and again, Blizzard's never been super transparent about what they do with their funds. I would expect this to go into the esports pool, hopefully for Hearthstone, and to better the environment for Hearthstone esports. Now,
if Frodan comes nicer with a nicer jacket, I'm okay with it.
Here's the thing I don't like about this is basically, for all intents and purposes, a popularity contest. The Twitch fans are going to vote for their favorite teams. Now, the teams are made up of countries, 40 different countries all over the world. A lot of these countries don't have fan base or readily access fan base that access them on Twitch. So that means the teams that don't have a big holding in Twitch aren't going to get anything like this. So you're going to get a lot of the European teams to get cheers. Obviously, North American teams, including U.S., are going to get a lot of cheers. But a lot of these kind of outlying countries and teams aren't going to get as many cheers because they don't have as many fans in their region either watching on Twitch or able to watch on Twitch. I don't know what the availability in some of these countries, especially over in the Asia Pacific region or possibly down in South America. So I worry that they won't get the following just because there's not enough reach on Twitch for them. And that's a little unfair that some of these regions like South America and certain areas of the Asia Pacific won't get as much revenue out of this as, say, the European players and North American players, specifically Canada, Mexico, and the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's where I think the other 50% should go, quite honestly. It's like, okay, you participated in this, you spent your time here, have this base amount that everybody gets, and then the 50% on top of that should go to the players that are the most popular.
Yeah. But like you said, the players are at least getting something. I don't know. I think they got just a static, if they even got paid in the last HGG. I don't know that for a fact. So, they're at least getting a bump over nothing, which is what they could have gotten out of it. So, I mean, yes, it's not as much as, like Matt said, if you really have somebody you like, definitely go to their channel, support them directly. That is the best way to help them out. But in the meantime, share some with these guys and help them out with just a little bit. Like you said, every $2 they get a quarter. If 20,000 people pay, share it, give them $2, that's $5,000 a player that they might not have gotten previously. So go out, support the streams, help these guys out. We really need to move on. So
real fast. You can watch ads between now and the 17th, and it will cost you no money to cheer. So every day, spam those ads in Twitch chat while you're doing something else on your computer so you can support these teams without spending money.
All right.
If only I could use my Twitch Prime money.
Yeah. So today, Blizzard announced coming next week, we will have the Days of the Frozen Throne. And it was really cool because the article was written from the perspective of the Lich King. It states, "I, the Lich King, will soon return to your pathetic world, mortal whelps. I left some belongings at Blizzard headquarters during my last visit. While I'm in town to pick them up from September 19th through September 23rd, you are invited to resurrect the glory of the Knights of the Frozen Throne, but better." So what this is during this event, you will have some Death Knight duels, which He says, prove which of my Death Knights reign supreme in this chilling tavern brawl, and your opponent will both skip tedious mortality and begin the match as a Death Knight.
Nice.
Each deck also comes appropriately armed with Knights of the Frozen Throne cards. Also, just for logging in to Hearthstone during the days of the Frozen Throne, you will receive a free golden Happy Ghoul card.
Yes! This excites me so much.
It's probably one of the best artworks in that set.
Yeah, it really is. And then
I really want Derpy Ahoon to crash the party because he was the funniest thing with Ragnaros is Ahoon coming in. Oh, the help!
And then the thing that actually has, while James is happy about the Happy Ghoul, the thing that has most players excited is you can complete sequential special quests in order that reward 300 gold each for a total of 600 free gold during this event.
Oh yeah.
So that's huge. 600 free gold is a big deal.
And remember, we're starting saving season because right about in like 7 weeks at BlizzCon, we're going to hear about the new set, and then we're looking probably just 3 or 4 weeks after BlizzCon that it will likely roll out.
That's right.
Good way to start your nest egg.
Yeah. So warm your frozen heart with more packs. They are also going to have a new bundle show up in the store that is 30 Knights of the Frozen Throne packs at a special price. Now, that price has not yet been revealed, but if you guys remember, wasn't too long ago, they did the 10 Ngoro, 10 Frozen Throne, and 10 K&C packs. And that was like
$20.
Yeah, it was a good deal. So expect to see something like that again.
Blizzard, take my money.
Yeah.
Take all of my money.
Bill at my screen right now. It's not working.
So, all right. Expect that to be coming very soon, starting September 19th. Now, BlizzCon 2018 virtual tickets are on sale.
For those of you not going to BlizzCon.
Yeah, like me. So, 2 months of Blizzard content and virtual access to BlizzCon 2018 started today. They had a special release video where they announced the first bit of loot that you'll be able to get with your BlizzCon virtual ticket. And that was a legendary Overwatch skin, Sombra the Demon Hunter.
Now, this is a Demon Hunter from Diablo, not from World of Warcraft.
Right. Yeah.
It looks
Diablo 4 confirmed.
It looks hot, and they're saying the Heroes of the Storm loot should be revealed within the next couple days. They haven't revealed the Hearthstone loot yet, but I'm sure we'll hear about soon. Now, for those that do have the pleasure of going to BlizzCon, if you haven't noticed it yet, check your email. Monday, I received my email giving me my pass for the virtual ticket, which will also give me all my virtual goodies. And they also have on there, if you want all the details of everything, go to blizzcon.com. They also have the goodie box and all of its contents revealed there for everybody going to BlizzCon, which also will be offered for sale to everybody who gets the virtual ticket.
Yes. So they also they'll be announcing the other digital content over the next few weeks, probably. The Hearthstone loot is still yet to be revealed. There's also, like Zerotio just mentioned, plenty of free video content over at BlizzCon.com. Yep. So make sure you check that out. All right. This week's Tavern Brawl. Pick a hand, any hand. Pick the first 7 cards of your deck, and we'll fill the rest with unstable portals. You get the portals after your mulligan. So this is kind of a version of the one we saw last week, which was just party portals. Or no, portals was last week. So basically here, you get to pick your starting hand, and then they fill in the rest of the deck with unstable portals. So I'm guessing you guys have both had a chance to do this Tavern Brawl today at some point.
One
Yeah,
and
one and
done,
done
but
for
I
me.
might play it again.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of throw starts, and I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll try this. That's about it.
Yeah. So I took I took the lead from or I took after community member Ringo's lead, and I built my deck with doubling imp and echoing ooze and oh, what's the name of the card that gives them
Chain
plus
Gang
two?
and Soul Infusion.
Yeah, Soul Infusion.
Wow.
So I was dropping big minion, 4/4 minions or 3/4 minions, and I cast my portal on turn 2 and got a 5 mana Lich King. So
Oh my
by
gosh.
turn 5, I had 2 4/4s, 2 3/4s, and the Lich King. And my first Death Knight card off the Lich King was give them all +2/+2 and can't be targeted.
Wow.
And so then I just swung for like 20 on turn 6 and killed him. So it was pretty sick. It was a lot of fun.
Yes. See, my opponent played his Mana Worm, and then I proceeded to go Flame Imp, Voodoo Doctor, double Happy Goal. Yeah, he conceded. Conceded turn 2.
But I'm glad you used my
rock.
So one thing that stands out to me is this is the second brawl in a row that have involved portals. Is this kind of like a veiled teaser for the next set? I don't know. Maybe it'll be more spell based, maybe more discover effects. That'd be kind of cool.
I'm going to put on my Versiga hat and say, please, no more random portals.
All right. Well, let's get into this week's deck list. So we were talking about the decks that we're going to see at the HCT Americas this weekend. And
real quick, before we get started, Versika, if you are listening to this, please just turn it off right now. Just for Sika. Just for Sika.
Consider yourself
go ahead.
warned. Okay.
This is what happens when I pick decks for the show.
Yeah, so Mattatarms, we were talking about decks for the show this week, and we talked about this earlier that the third most brought class / archetype at HCT Americas is going to be the Quest Rogue. So let's talk Quest Rogue.
Again, I got to interrupt you. Versika, I told you to turn it off. This is why your blood pressure's raising, and you probably just cracked your phone monitor through something.
He's probably driving while listening to this, so please don't run off the road.
Don't run off the road. I warned you.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to run down the deck list, and I'll turn it over to Matt to kind of talk about how the deck works, and then we'll get into playing it. So this deck list, this is the new version of Standard Quest Rogue, because as the show titles tells you, this is the deck that never dies. So this deck list is 2 Preparation, 2 Shadow Step, 2 Glacial Shard, 2 South Sea Deckhand, 2 Stone Tusk Boar, the Caverns Below, can't have Quest Rogue without the quest, 2 Novice Engineer, 2 Vicious Scalehide, 2 Youthful Brewmaster, 2 Fan of Knives, 2 Mimic Pod, probably one of the most broken cards in all of Standard right now, Sonya Shadow Dancer. Then you've got Zola the Gorgon. Then you've got 2 Elven Minstrels, 2 Giggling Inventors, 2 Vanish, and Valera the Hollow. So take it away, Matt.
So this deck plays a lot like the Quest No Rogue, and that you may or may not love at all. Basically, it's about setting up and playing the bounce game with one or 2 minions. Your bouncers are Shadow Step, Zola, and Sonya, and the Brewmasters. And you basically, try to complete the quest as early as possible, take the board and keep the board with Giggling Inventor, try to kill the Giggling Inventor as many times as possible, and win from there. because if you keep killing that giggling inventor, you keep getting 4/4 Annoyatrons, and a lot of people can't deal with that. A lot of decks can't deal with that, especially if you get to that point. This deck is really a kind of a glass cannon, kind of, where it's one of those where if you're up against an aggro deck like a tempo mage, like this deck auto lose. Like if they play Mana Worm turn 1, you might as well just concede because you've lost.
Mhm.
Against more board centric decks, if you can get Giggling Inventor out reasonably early, you actually do stand a chance. I've actually beaten aggro quite a few times with this deck, like a Zoo or like a Tempo Shutterwalk deck. It will beat them down. Against Odd Warrior, they might as well concede. So that's part of the problem with people are calling for nerfs for this deck again, because the matchups can be extremely polarizing, and it's probably, by a lot of pro players' estimation, the best deck in the format right now.
Yeah, this deck is really, really good. It's a lot of people calling it a tournament deck more than a ladder deck. It's not seen as much ladder success, but in tournaments where you can have the benefit of a ban and kind of adjust what your matchups are going to be based on your queue order, Quest Rogue is doing really well. And if you can do well at queuing correctly, you really only need to win one time with this deck in a conquest format, and it's doable. You find the right deck to play against, maybe save it to pigeonhole your opponent to playing a certain type of deck that's bad against Quest Rogue, and it's almost an auto win. The reason a lot of people don't like this deck right now is it has extremely polarizing matchups. Either you are a 10 to 30% chance to beat Quest Rogue, or you're a 10 to 30% chance to win to lose against Quest Rogue. One way or the other, it's polarizing. There are no 40-60 matchups or anything like that. 45-55, like a lot of these other decks in the meta right now, which is why people are again screaming for nerfs. I do believe the card that is the worst when it comes to field bad moment in here is Sonya's Shadow Dancer.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe a close second is Valyria the Hollow, because the minute they get their quest online and pop out Valyria the Hollow, that means every 1 mana threat that's a 4/4 is now 2 4/4s for 2 mana. So it's so snowbally at that point. You if they quest and then they Valyria the Hollow, like, what else can I do?
Yeah, the thing is, like, even like with playing this deck, and hopefully we'll get the opportunity to show it, but even just playing turn 3 Sonya, Shadow Step Sonya, is a game-winning play. Because that game 1 mana Sonya Shadow Dancer behind, say, Stone Test Boar the next turn, or anything 1 mana with charge, or anything that is one that you can repeat quickly and kill, it will complete the quest at that point, either 1 or 2 turns later. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's it. Let's like I said, I'm excited to check this deck list out. Again, Forsica, sorry, just turn it off now. We'll save you the time. All right. So, with all of that said, if you are joining us on Twitch or YouTube and you're not a fan of Quest Rogue, then yeah, thanks for joining us. If you are a fan of Quest Rogue, stay tuned for the live play portion of our show. If you are listening via the audio podcast, we'd like to thank you for joining us. Remember, if you want to see this Quest Rogue deck, you can follow us on Twitter at HeroPower_cast. Find all of our past episodes on YouTube at youtube.com/ECMMOgamers, or on our website at HeroPowerHS.com. If you enjoy the show and you'd like to help support and improve it, or you'd like to join our patron-only Discord, you can do so by going to patreon.com/HeroPower. And we'll see you all again next week.
And don't forget to use your hero power.
Alrighty. So who's driving this week? I think I forgot to ask you guys.
I think I'm driving again.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I am firing up Hearthstone here. So
I am letting
Yeah.
Hearthstone crash so I can try to relaunch it.
Nice. Yeah, this deck is gross. This deck can be gross, especially if you get Sonya behind Giggling Inventor.
yeah.
I have not perfected driving this deck. I haven't had the success other people have.
I haven't either, and like I'm pretty good at this deck, but there are games where it's just like, oh, okay. And actually, if you actually want to watch somebody be really good at this deck, Firebat the last few days on his YouTube channel has posted a couple great matches that will help, that kind of give you an idea how you can play this deck.
Okay. Well, I'm in and ready when you are. Looks like you are already searching for an opponent.
Yep, I found one. It's we're the opponent. I wish it was a gum pusher.
You know, that's the highlight. Whenever I listen to Blister Guy's podcast, I love hearing him get excited on what his opponent might or might not be.
I only stole it from him.
So we are facing another rogue. So what are we looking for in our mulligans here?
We are looking for to hold on the quest for one, and pretty much any type of bouncer. So we have the Shadow Step. This is really nice. The Salcy Deckhand I'm actually considering keeping because this might be Odd Rogue, and if this is Odd Rogue, we use that for early removal.
Yeah, my biggest thing on this is knowing which card to use for the bounce. And Deckhand and a lot of your chargers aren't necessarily the best. You're better to use those if you have to finish the quest with Sonya's Shadow Dancer.
I think we're going to be we're going to be relying on this Glacial Shard a lot.
Yeah,
so
we just top decked Glacial Shard, and that is a key matchup against Odd Rogue.
Aggro in general. Any board-centric aggro deck.
But we can pretty much pause Valera each turn now and stop tons of growth.
So I'm just going to Hero Power and pass for now.
Yeah. Because freezing here this turn isn't important because the swing on turn 2 is
I'd like to get at least 2 more bouncing effects in my hand before I start using this Glacial Shard.
The swing on turn 2 is not as big deal. It's that swing on 3 that could be buffing a Hench Clan Thug or something like that.
So, swinging here, like that Vicious Fledgling, that Deckhand is getting...
Yeah, but at least we know that the... do we use the Deckhand to clear that? I guess we do. Freeze the face?
I'm thinking... Or I'm actually... Yeah, maybe we freeze the face, clear with the Deckhand, and Shadow Step the Glacial Shard. It allows us to have a 0-mana Glacial Shard for next turn for our activator for Elven Minstrel.
Exactly.
And that's the thing with this deck. You have to really think about your turns. A lot.
It is not an autopilot deck or a totally unreactive deck, at least not in this meta. In this meta, you can't afford to be unreactive against the Odd Rogues.
And you also tend to use your health a lot as a resource. That's why the Vicious Scale Hides are in here. Those will, once you complete the quest, basically allow you to survive.
The fact that he's not developing a dagger again is good news. I mean, he knows we're going to freeze his face likely. Still. Glacial...
I'm thinking prep Mimic Pod. Or actually prep Elven Minstrel and then Mimic Pod.
Why not prep Mimic Pod first, just in case we get a bounce effect that we could use with the Glacial?
True. Well, if we get... because we only have 1 Shadow Step left.
Yeah.
I like it.
Because we could get, a Brewmaster.
Novice is good.
Novice is good.
Right.
I still think, I think we Elven Minstrel.
Yeah, easy
Do we
Minstrel
pop the
here.
shield?
Ooh.
Ooh.
All right. Yeah, I think we pop the shield. We re-dagger next turn. And probably we drop a couple and maybe one or two Elven Minstrels. I want to hold on to this Glacial Shard still. This board's not terribly threatening.
Yeah, and Odd Rogue does run usually one copy of Blood Knight, so I want to pop any shield that I see up.
The only thing I'm worried about is Fungal Mancer, but it's next turn.
Yeah,
But he does have
he used his coin already.
Did he?
Yeah,
that's right. And if he clears here, it helps me out a lot.
Wow.
Yeah, I would have daggered down that guy.
Yeah, unless he has a plan for the 4 mana. If he daggers up, I think that's a mistake. That is a weak. Wow. That.
Well, you can't complete the quest yet.
No, but that's 3. That's only 2 boars. Yeah. Do we freeze the Edwin?
Yeah, and just freezing the Edwin for sure.
And novice?
Yeah.
Maybe double novice? We'll see what we draw. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe we get lucky. Scalehead's good. Because we could even, we don't have anything to. Yeah, I think that's our turn for now.
Yeah, I think you're right. And if he doesn't clear any of these minions, we could punish him.
Henge Klagan's fine.
That means he's going to dagger. He is going to clear the novice engineers, which is smart. That's what he wants to do.
Yeah, knowing. All right, so Fan's really good.
Yeah, Fan's not bad here. What's our follow up with Fan though? That's a lot of damage on the board still. We only take 1 point of damage off. We can use Vicious Scalehide.
Yeah, but I'd rather. Yeah, we're low enough that I'm worried about it. Let's novice first.
Okay.
Then vanish.
Vanish. Nice. Do we fan? Do we need to use a Stone Tusk to clear off another one of these minions?
Yeah, clear out the Dire Mole after the Fan.
Yeah.
Let's see what we get from Fan. Prep. Ooh, that
Prep is good.
Prep Vanish would be really nice next turn.
Yeah.
I want to hold on to the boar.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of tempted now that we got the Vanish. We can boar prep Vanish, and that's a bounce effect. Then we could just boar Vanish. We don't need to even prep. Save the prep for the quest.
Yeah.
If we boar, run face, Vanish, and then the next turn with Valera and 7 mana. Oh, not Valera, but Sonya and 7 mana, we could get 3 more. Ooh, that's even better. Oh, wow, another Vanish. Yeah, I like boar than Vanish. And then we could possibly even do it the next turn.
Yeah, he doesn't have any chargers in his hand at the moment that I'm aware of.
I mean, we died a Leroy.
We died a Leroy. Like I said, this is a bad matchup.
Yeah.
And we didn't get Giggling Inventor. That's what wins us in this matchup.
Definitely. We can. Using the Vanishes so early is.
I mean, we could next turn, whatever he plays, Sonya Scalehide. That's 5, 6, 7. We could do it twice. We're at heal for 2.
Yeah. Doesn't heal us for a lot.
boar, I think, is the better option though.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So we can pull off the scale. Yeah, Sonya boar or.
So he definitely wants to dagger and throw
He's
two
gonna
to our face.
He's gonna add one again.
Wow, and not Hench Clan Thug? I don't agree with this play. He needs to put 2 damage in our face.
Yeah.
Like, bad. So we just or don't we want to vanish?
We will. We can vanish for 3 mana.
Okay, gotcha.
And we can
So we're
take
pumping
out.
these into minions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
because
don't
you're
want
only going to
to do
get 2. 1, 2, and then prep, and then vanish. I would love to draw into. Well, we've used both of our preps, haven't we? Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. We're at what, 3 with the boar? I don't think if we can get Giggling Inventor. Ooh,
That's
nice.
good. That's real good.
That's real nice. Yeah, we're playing that instantly.
I mean, we could have
complete the quest
killed those this turn.
Next turn with the boar.
Yeah, we can't, can't we? Yeah.
Or actually, we can complete it with Sonya, or we can do the math here. Complete it with 5 mana for the quest, and then we get 5 mana Scale Hides.
The problem is we won't have enough mana to clear his board, so I don't think we can win.
Come on, Giggling.
Yeah, we need Giggling.
That's not Giggling.
No, that's not going to help us. We can finish quest, but then we're dead to board.
Let's see what we get from Mimic Pod.
Well, that actually helps us. We won't be able to finish quest still though, because wouldn't be able to cast it. Yeah, I don't see a way. Yeah, mathematically, there's no way for us to win this.
Let's play it out.
You won't even get heal off this. That's the problem.
Yeah, I can't complete the quest either.
Yeah. This is a tough matchup, though. This is probably one of the worst matchups.
Yeah, we're dead.
Yeah.
All right. That was fun playing around like that. But yeah, we were dead. Like, I don't know.
We needed
It's a
that
hard matchup.
We needed that inventor. We really did.
Giggling Inventor is key to winning that matchup.
I'm pretty sure he had a Blood Knight in his hand, though.
Yeah. I've seen a couple lists of this actually running Mossy Horror, which is like, that's strange.
Yeah, that is strange.
Let's see what we get this time around.
Hopefully not the same guy.
Lady Paladin. Odd Paladin.
This isn't a terrible matchup. Well, it may not be Odd Paladin. A novice is a definite keep, right?
I'd rather look for a bounce effect.
Novice could draw us into a bounce effect?
Yeah. Let's see what we get. Glacial Elven.
Card draw is really important in this match. In this matchup here, I think.
There's Youthful Brewmaster, right on time.
The problem is we really won't want to do it till 3 when we can bounce the Glacial Shard. So we're probably going to dagger on 2.
Yeah, dagger on 2 again. Well,
Yeah.
he's not an odd paladin, which is a good sign.
No, there is a an OTK paladin that's out there.
Oh, we
Right
should beat
now.
that then. So,
I think so.
yeah.
No reason to swing the face yet.
At least we got giggling this time around.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so this OTK paladin is actually just a mid-range paladin that favors control a little bit, that has the OTK package in it, which is the Zola, the Ancient Brewmaster, and the Pixie that lets you play your hero power again.
Ooh, we got the second glacial shard. That's actually
Do we
phenomenal.
value hit this?
No, I don't think so. I don't think we're worried about. If we need to, we can. Yeah, I'm not worried about it because there's. Ooh.
Oh.
Problem is she
So,
doesn't live, and I need her to live.
well, okay, so if you, Sonia, run in the Brewmaster, which we'll get a copy of it in our hand, then we Glacial Shard the 2/2. He'll have to do something extra to kill her, right?
Yeah. Well, let's do that line. See what happens.
Because that's only 1 point. It's going to be a 1/2 on his turn. So he'll have to do something else.
I'll hit in with that under that Tar Creeper guy. Yeah, there it is.
There's the
True Silver. It's fine.
Still, I mean, that's taking up that charge. And we got a decent value because we got a bounce effect out of her. So that's going to help us complete the quest. Freeze a face and bounce it again. That puts us at 3 with the 4th one in our hand. We just need one more bounce effect. Now, do we value hit this, or do we? I don't really want to. Yeah, I don't really want to throw it out again.
The boar, I kind of want to. Actually, the boar, I'm almost thinking. Yeah, not yet.
Yeah, I don't. Okay. I mean, it's still. I don't think that list runs Blessing of Kings, and if it runs Steed, it's he'd have to point it out.
Next time, sit closer to the sensor.
You don't like playing Hearthstone in the dark?
No. You guys can see my lovely face. All right.
Well, there's a vanish.
I like just giggling inventor here.
Yeah. I don't hate that.
And
it sets us up for a glacial shard vanish next turn.
We can shard vanish.
Yeah. And that puts us on shard hero power shard quest the next turn.
Yeah. I would really want to use this Elven Minstrel at some point, though. If we can get that 2/1 back in our hand, it's going to be gross. Oh.
Here's the horror. Well, I mean, that's actually not bad.
We shard vanish?
Yeah, so if we shard vanish, we're going to hero power next turn, and the Mossy loses value anyways.
Yeah.
Shard face?
Yeah, shard face. We're just going to straight up vanish.
I like it. We can actually shard boar quest.
Next turn too. Shard, complete the quest, and then boar, yeah.
Yeah. Ooh. Fine. Second deckhand. Now, do we run our face in? We're not going to kill Tyrion, are we?
No.
Okay. Do we want to at least pop the shield?
Yeah, in case he has things.
Would we not want to overwrite the weapon? Get rid of his healing ability?
We're not really worried about the healing,
Okay.
to be honest. I mean, he's going to want to pop this weapon anyways because he's going to get Tyrion. Yeah. The other line was possible to freeze his face and then kill Tyrion.
Yeah, that was the other. Yeah, I was thinking about that too.
But we use a lot of our charge resources for that. Well, the Youthful's not great here because those minions are going to die.
Yeah, Youthful's just damage at this point.
Do we need to fan to try to draw into something?
Do we get from fan? Prep is great. Would have been great a minute ago.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
Minstrel. Yep.
And
we can
Brewmaster
kill
and
both
Minstrel.
minions.
I like hold on to this vicious skill height.
Yeah, we're going to want to heal up from that. What about South Sea and our face to clear Tyrion and then use a boar to clear the 3-2?
I like it.
Gives us a decent board. We can skill hide next turn. We really want to draw into Valera soon. Because Valera means double the skill hides, double
we also have
boars.
8 damage in hand with the boar right now.
Yeah.
If he's smart, he doesn't play anything. It's fine.
Yeah, that's definitely fine. The 3-5 is going to be a little annoying, but there's Valera. No, do we want to use our dagger on anything?
I think we just leave the dagger up. But we have 1 deckhand left, so.
Yeah, I just didn't know if we wanted to
Pop a
divine shield. But yeah, the deckhand. Do we play a boar?
No, I think popping the divine shield is probably right.
Yeah,
and then we
won't have a dagger for the other deckhand, but that's probably fine.
And I'd rather hold on to the boar.
Okay. Pop the other shield. He will likely use his face, so we know that. So the secret is either repentance, hidden wisdom, or eye for an eye.
I'm thinking he got that one off of
the hydrologist.
So that's
probably eye for an eye.
Hidden wisdom.
I don't know. I might pick eye for an eye in this matchup because you know that Rogue uses their health as a resource.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's 3 vicious scale hides. Four if we want to bounce. It's going to die anyways. Well, we're not bouncing it, are we?
I think we are.
Now?
Well,
I mean, we want to heal. We got another
one right here.
And don't you want to use the shadow one
instead of the axe?
Yeah.
Now bounce it.
Yeah.
See, actually, I was thinking using the shadow reflection on the brewmaster, so we have infinite brewmasters.
There's some merit to it, but to me, it's kind of redundant because that's 2 mana to do almost nothing. Because if the brewmasters are just bouncing the brewmasters, they're not bouncing our other minions. I don't hate that skill hide. Yeah.
3-1.
Like it.
And we've healed back up to 26.
And he's probably going to put the dude into the 4-1, which means we'll be at full health. Oh, second Tyrion. Nobody expects a second Tyrion. It's a good trade. We don't get any heal off that. Shadow Step is good.
Well, you could get your Brewmaster back and do your infinite Brewmasters.
Yeah.
Do we play the boar first? Okay. Let's say if we played the boar first, we could get double Shadow Steps. But I guess this is just as useful to have double brew. See, my point is, I don't think that that didn't really do anything.
Yeah, well.
I mean, it gave us another brewmaster. I guess it did something. Instead of having a shadow brewmaster, we had a real brewmaster. Okay, so that's okay. That makes sense. Okay, I get it now. See, this is why you're better at the deck than I am. See, now
I'm not sure about that.
It looked like it did nothing, but it actually gave you a usable
Extra
brewmaster
card,
for next
extra
turn.
card on the exactly.
Yeah. Instead of just a shadow card that may or may not affect anything. We exhausted our healing, unfortunately. We need a Giggling Inventor.
We need us. Yeah, we need that. We need. Well, Novice is good.
Novice is good.
Vanish is really good.
So do we Novice again so we can prep Vanish?
I like it. Ooh, that giggling is going to be sweet next turn.
Yeah, it will. So prep Vanish into Boar?
Boar face master.
Face Bandit being Noble Sacrifice.
That's fine.
Or... That's fine, yeah.
And then we bring the boar back in our hand. We're out of bouncers, but we still have a Shadow Step.
We still have a Shadow Step, which can turn into 2 Shadow Steps.
And we took Sunkeeper Terran out of the equation.
That was a good burn.
That was a good burn.
But we can double Giggling Inventor next turn.
Yes.
Can. Which we may need to with Tyrion out.
Yeah, we're double giggling here.
Do we pop the shield with the Brewmaster?
I was thinking
what's up?
Fan of Knives to kill the 1/1s and pop the shield and then but
it's not it's not much different though.
It's not.
I mean, I'd rather have the 3 4/4s. And if we draw into Shadow Step, we can have double giggling again.
24 points of damage on this step on this board right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. With Charger in hand.
Yeah. And with the Shadow Reflection. They had 2 Chargers.
Yeah, this is a tough spot for him. This might be lethal. Let's see if he has any kind of Chargers.
No.
Equality?
Yeah.
Out of...
And then he uses that's a way to deal with it.
Clears the board.
That is a way to deal with it. And then his own giggling, which we have the fan for that. We could, double fan won't really help us, but
No.
Actually, it would clear the board. No, it won't.
double fan won't clear. We'd be better off doing it with Chargers, but
yeah,
definitely want to start with fan though, right?
Yep.
Ooh, Shadow Step.
What do we have left? It would be actually worthwhile. Another Novice and 2 Mimic Pods, a Zola and an Elven.
Yeah, we're down to 6 cards.
Not much. Definitely want to clear these with the boars, right?
That's our only charge damage, though.
It is. I mean, we can Shadow Step one. Because if we shadow step one, we're guaranteed. Well, I mean, we could throw them out again, but we really don't want to do that. I like
Do
throwing
we
out the
mimic pod
South.
to see if we get. What's that?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
you
yeah,
need
yeah.
to
Mimic pod, mimic
before
pod.
you have nothing to mimic pod.
Ooh, that's
Yeah,
a
I was
bad
hoping,
thing.
I was hoping to hit Zola with that, but yeah.
Well, Elven Minstrel could get us Zola.
Jeez.
He
That is
is.
annoying.
Well,
16.
Just go ahead and assume it's a noble sacrifice.
yeah, I mean, he snap picked it. It's got to be Noble Sack. That saves him 4 damage.
Prep's
Prep
not going
is
to do anything.
useless. I mean, we could prep and do Elven Minstrel,
I
but
think you can probably go ahead and throw out your South Sea deckhand at any point as well.
I think so too. I think it's just a 4/4 at this point.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm saving. Ah, you're worthless.
Mimic pod.
Ooh, I can get 2.
Get to
Prep
Zola.
Mimic
Two
Pod
Zolas.
to get 2 Zolas. I mean, that's not. So we can Stone Tusk.
No, I'm not leaving. I'm not playing. Oh yeah, we can Stone Tusk the board.
And then Stone Tusk again.
and then
and-
Zola
Yes.
and then go face. It's not that. Okay.
I would have thrown out the Shadow Stone Tusk. Because we burned the Shadow card. But that's fine.
No, it wasn't. So it wasn't Noble Sack.
It's redemption. So don't attack his minions.
Yeah. Okay. That's not going to happen.
We didn't miss a. No, we didn't. No, we're fine. We got lethal next turn, barring shenanigans. Well, Spike Ridge Steed is shenanigans.
8. Yeah.
Yeah, this deck is his deck is a lot of taunts.
Oh my gosh.
Consecration. It's not going to clear though.
But that doesn't clear. He needs another spell, and he doesn't have it. He just cleared his taunt. Yeah. He backed himself in a corner.
Yeah.
The sequencing was a little suspect.
Yeah. See, I've beat Quest Rogue multiple times by just keeping taunts on the board and them exhausting all their resources.
What I think he should have done there is I think he should have ran his dude into one of the minions and then done the Pyro Consecrate followed up by the Argent Defender or what
Yeah.
So we're 1-1. Gonna play one more?
Yeah.
Do one more?
Well, we're 1-1. Get one more
Do
game
one more.
in real quick. Best 2
Sure.
out of 3.
Yep. Sounds good to me.
I made a mistake and watched the live feed, so I already know what happened on Big Brother tonight, so
Oh,
no spoilers. No spoilers. I won't tell you.
I want to know. Tell me.
Somebody wins veto. Really?
that never
Yeah.
happens.
Sorry. I told you, man. You thought it was a normal Wednesday night in the Big Brother house.
I haven't been joking. That's the 3rd time I've got Gum Pusher as like my wheel option.
Oh, really?
Is like
I love Gum
next
Pusher.
to.
All right,
All right.
Warrior this time.
I'm gonna pitch everything but Quest. Bouncers. We want bouncers.
Well, those aren't bouncers, but
They enable bouncers.
prep's a good thing to have happen.
So we need to be a lot more careful with our value, I think, with this one.
So this is actually a good matchup for Quest Rogue.
Correct.
Quest Rogue can beat Odd Warrior. Odd Warrior is going to spam the armor button the first 5 turns.
Yep. Even though we did beat one 2 weeks ago.
Mm.
Or was it last week? We did.
Oh, we beat a quest rogue. Yeah, yeah. You can misplay with this, and I've beaten them. Oh, this is so good.
I'm just
We've
going to hold
got
on to this hand.
we've got
Maybe
the
maybe
hand.
or,
I
or,
would
or just
fan.
fan. Actually, I might just fan.
I would fan right now.
Okay.
Oh, so good. We want a mimic pod draw. That's a god hand right there.
How
Oh,
about a novice?
that'll work. I'll take it.
How about another novice?
That'll work too.
That means we can't complete the quest with novice, most likely. Who's
Darn. I'm not worried about that. Let's see here.
I'd love to see a
Sure.
shadow step.
Shadow Step would be beautiful. Skillhide's not a Shadow Step, but we can Zola a novice.
Yep.
Yeah. But if we novice now, we risk not being able to bounce it.
Yeah, that's why I maybe hold on to it.
Yeah, I would we'll run to face first, then well, I guess it doesn't bounce it, but then Zola, then dagger up.
Yep, Pop and Dagger.
Yeah. I expect to usually the odd warrior wants to save the reckless furies until you got 4/4s on the board. That's a good play.
Whatever.
Oh yeah, that's definitely not anything to worry about.
Fan again? I'm thinking we fan.
It's either fan or some combination with South Sea
fan.
Deckhand and Elven Minstrel or fan. I wouldn't prep fan.
I like Elven's Minstrel because that draws us into things like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, giggling's good.
Go face.
We need.
No. I like. Should we Glacial Shard the 3/4?
I don't hate that actually.
Let's put it over. Well, no matter where we put it, it's going to be bad for Super Collider.
Yeah.
No, if you put it all the way left, it's not as bad.
It's just as bad because the 2/1 goes into 3/2 either way.
You're right, but he
Well,
can't
actually,
hit the 2/1s.
The 2/1, yeah, the 2/1s don't do anything.
The 2/1s can't hit each other because the Super Collider, if it kills it, it won't attack still. That's not terrible.
So now we can do some weird.
Oh, if he does not clear, if he doesn't clear, Sonya.
This is why this card is gross.
So,
or do we wait till next turn till we?
No, if we Sonya now, okay, hear me out. We can do 4 boars into one of these minions.
Ooh. Okay.
Allowing us to quest next turn. And have a bunch of chargers in our hand. We use our 2 2/1s on the 3/4. Oh, this is sick. Then the 2 2/1s on the 3/4.
How's our hand size?
We're good. We'll be at 9. He could bump us up to a full hand if he kills the Elven Minstrel, but what do we burn that we hate? Maybe Valera? Maybe?
Valera's probably our best.
This is fine.
Oh man.
So we Stone Tusk, then we prep. Okay, yeah, we're not burning the quest, thank God. We prep quest. Do we want to freeze his face? If we freeze, I know we're not giggling inventor, but if we freeze his face, then we use South Sea now. This is good.
Yeah, we're in good shape.
We're in great shape.
Man, this Vanish is gonna be sick.
Well, we'll vanish. Do we hit that with our face? Do we vanish this turn?
We vanish and then we replay the Chargers.
Whoa! If we vanish now, we'll be at 10 cards. No, we're good. We're good. I make sure we're not going to burn a Charger.
And we just play those 3 cards again.
Yep, including freezing his face. And we have the second vanish.
Vanish is a good card. I've been saying Vanish has been a great card since I started playing.
Ooh, mind control tech burn. That is a good burn.
Yep. And now he's annoyed at the 4/4, which is perfectly logical.
Shard. Yeah.
Oh, I am. I'm sorry. I'm having a moment with myself.
So, do we kill this with the 2 minions in our face and then Valera?
I like it.
And then next turn, double giggling.
And Shadow Step with giggling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The Shadow Step made me think, oh, wow, the giggling value. I mean, we get punished by a mind control tech, but he's burned one.
And we're at 7 cards. It's 8 cards, 9 cards with next turn because of the Shadow Reflection.
Yes. Well, that's okay, because our Charger can burn through that. Not that we're going to play Chargers this turn.
Vanish.
Yep. So second, we're going to bounce one. That's 8. We'll be back to 9 cards next turn. Okay, we're good.
We're at 21.
At 21?
It's fine. Down to 13.
Oh, damage. Oh, okay.
So are we just going to double giggling inventor again this turn?
Why not?
Yeah, I don't hate it. Do we clear
3/6?
Yeah, I think we clear the 3/6 and then one of the 1/2s. Wait, we don't want a double giggling inventor though, right?
No, we do this.
Did we just save the giggle? I think we saved the giggling inventor.
Oh,
nice.
So good. Giggling bounce.
Mm-hmm.
And then bounce the Brewmaster.
I like it.
So now you've got like an infinite giggling kind of thing going on.
This is sick. We can giggling Brewmaster, bounce the Brewmaster. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's
darn.
Not one of the good ones.
Well, we knew that was going to happen, so I'm not worried about that.
This is gross.
It's pretty. Oh my gosh. Well, we're gonna have to worry about hand sight. We might have to burn. Might have to pop out a Stone Tusk just to get rid of it. I don't know if I like the scale. I like giggling, Brewmaster, and then Stone Tusk. We just keep this up, but we do have to worry about hand size because we keep doing this. We'll pick up a card every turn, and then we just Stone Tusk. And then we start going to town?
Mm-hmm.
Did we clear the...
No, we didn't clear the... 3/3.
He does run Zola.
Not there.
Okay, didn't get punished. Let's say he does run Zola, so there's possibility for a punish there.
He should just give up at this point.
Oh,
my
and
god!
Shadow
It's getting
Step.
better.
We do have to worry about our hand size, though.
Yes, James, we know.
I'm just gonna play
There
that.
we go.
Avanties.
There we go. I like that. Because we can skip one of those Brewmaster turn. We can always do it next turn. Again.
There's not enough on the board, is there?
Yeah.
1, 2,
Do
3,
we?
4, 5.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. Novice really doesn't. Because we'll
Novice's
burn.
body.
Well, I mean, still
Now play that. Yeah.
picks us up.
Celsius
That's a body.
body.
That's a body. That's better.
I'm at a board.
Yeah.
And I have 28 damage right now.
Yeah. It's pretty sick.
It's gross.
Let's see, there's a Reckless Flurry. Expected that to come soon. That's 8
You
damage,
should
though. I
give
mean,
him
it
the
did 8 damage.
thanks for making board space.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so bad.
So we would go face, giggling, youthful again. We just keep this up. It's endless.
It is.
Or are we giggling Shadow Step? Double giggling Shadow Step.
Yeah. That's an option as well.
Yeah. Still puts us in the same position next turn.
This is gross. Did we say this is gross yet? This is gross.
Okay. We still have
There's
infinite
all.
gigglings.
Yeah, he's not stopping. Now we can even do more with it.
Oh, and he won the brawl. That's impressive.
We can, but we can charge in for healing if we want to.
Oh yeah.
This is sick.
Giggling, Brewmaster.
Brewmaster. This is. Oh, we did. Oh, we didn't use the Shadow Brewmaster copy.
Oh, that's fine.
So we burned a Brewmaster, but that's fine.
Darn.
That's okay.
I could prep. Well, I can't prep Vanish at this point, but yeah.
Yeah, it sometimes you got to watch if you're using the Shadow copy or not. It gets kind of tricky. It's interesting that he decided not to use his armor up here. I think he was hoping for the 7 armor, which he got it for next turn. So that's 12 damage. Does he have any Super Colliders left?
He has 1. Let's hold on to this.
If he's running 2, he's got 1 left.
Yeah. Because we can endless any card by doing this.
That's what I tried to do last game. I just messed it up.
See, every turn he's going to have a brawl, and he can't.
Or a Reckless Flurry, but that won't clear these 2
Yeah,
gigglings.
he's going to need a
Or these
lot
2.
more than 7 armor.
Yep.
Oh, took off the Divine Shield.
Brawl. Owl Reckless Flurry.
Yep.
I mean,
Fine.
that's fine. 3 damage
And
and a
guess
big
what? In
heal.
case I mess it up, oh, I got a Giggling Inventor on the other side of this Mimic Pod. Just heads up.
Is there another Giggling Inventor in our deck?
We've only
There's
used
one
one.
more.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, it is. That's all it is. So, yeah. Are we going to prep? Do we have the hand space for it?
Might as well.
We don't have space for it.
Well,
we might as actually, because we're not going to get the Shadow Reflection. No, we won't get the Shadow.
We will. No,
Oh,
if we
will 'cause of
shadow,
prep. You're right.
if we shadow Mimic Pod, we'll be right back at 8 cards.
9
You're right.
cards. Yeah.
No, 8, and
Oh,
then
you're
the
right, yeah.
yeah, 8, and then the
Jesus.
shadow reflections will put us at 9.
Now we have to worry about fatigue damage, which hopefully we can
We
kill.
don't have chargers, which is a pain. See, now he's going to face with that damage, which is smart. Silence. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right.
Is that right? So now we're gonna kill that 6-9.
Yeah. Yeah, we go to face with that, right? There's no.
Yeah. We need to start applying as much damage to face as we can.
You just-
We're on a clock.
Well, I was wondering if we did that, or if we just double giggling there.
No,
But I guess this is fine. This is
Yeah.
fine. Do we hold on? Do we go ahead and glacial shard his face now for the off chance that he has Collider?
Yeah, might as well. Because we're gonna set. We have to set up. We're
Is he-
setting up for lethal.
He only has 8 cards up in his deck. He probably is going to draw into Collider. That's fine.
not
perfectly
gonna kill
fine.
a thing.
That's fine
Gonna
too.
heal for 6, and he's gonna heal for 12. We could vanish.
But Vanish doesn't really do much. We don't have Chargers.
Yeah.
I think we just run our 2 Brewmasters into this, and how many minions will that be on the board?
Face.
We just Giggling Inventor,
Yeah.
and yeah, we're just Giggling
Double
Inventor.
giggling?
No.
Well, no, just single. Double doesn't do anything. I mean, we could do the whole combo, but at this point, it's a moot point. We get more minions on the board this way.
that does him
That's
no
not gonna
good.
do anything against
Going
him.
for Brawl. Yeah. That's his last Brawl. But he didn't Hero Power us to the face.
So now you can
Not a big deal.
now you can do the combo again.
Yeah, do the combo again. Or you just double using the shadow. Either way. It's kind of 6 one, half dozen the other. I think you get more minions if you double giggling, but
Yeah.
I think we're fine. We're threatening lethal regardless.
There's
Super
the
Collider.
second Super Collider.
This guy's getting everything. We can heal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
I was
that.
thinking. I'm thinking we
We
Giggling Inventor,
No, wait. Okay.
and then double Scale Hide.
Double
Yeah,
scale light does nothing.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Well, that
for
gives us healing for next turn. But yeah, this works. Yeah.
We just
We
lose
don't-
our brewmasters, but we're
We
fine.
did lose, but at this point, that's
He's at 2. There's not
Yeah.
a whole lot he's going to be able to do here.
He can't swing in
Nope.
right now.
He's got a he has a
all of his board
he
clear
has
is
a
gone.
taunt. Not
Are
gonna
you
save him.
serious?
Not gonna save him.
No, it's not.
GG.
Yep, that's lethal. 4. There we go. And that's
2-1.
why Odd Rogue, Odd Warrior hates seeing. I play a lot of Odd Warrior, and I hate seeing Quest Rogue for that reason. We were behind most of that game.
Yep.
That was gross. That was probably one of the grossest games I've ever played.
That is textbook Quest Rogue versus Odd Warrior.
Yeah, but that Zola or that hey brewmaster, yeah, that's good.
Shield Slam.
Yeah. But
Yeah, but if you can get that infinite combo down, you pretty much win any value game.
I mean,
Yeah.
at that point, you're basically drawing 3 cards every turn.
Yep.
yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. So,
That was.
all right, that's how that deck works.
And
So-
again, sorry, Versika. If
Yeah.
you're still listening to this, good job on you, brother.
Yeah.
And I want to take bets of how many times he said the words non-interactive or solitaire.
That was very interactive. My
I
minions
think
were
it
hitting his
see
face.
Quest Rogue nowadays is not as solitaire as it was when it first debuted. So I think it's more interactive now because of the nerfs, making it a balanced deck.
Yeah. All right, gang. Well, that's going to do it for us this week. If you have any questions or comments about the show or about this Quest Rogue deck, please shoot us an email at heropowerpodcast@gmail.com. Hit that subscribe button.
We will accept hate mail.
Yes. For Sika, if you want to email us, we will accept your hate mail. Please hit that subscribe button below on YouTube if you have not done so already, and give us a follow on Twitch to be alerted when we go live. For more details, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/heropower. Until next week, good gaming.
Bye, gang.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Hello, hello.